One of the many reasons that it's important to study culture and cultural identities, especially as we're thinking about business and professional communication skills, is because our goal is to develop cultural competency. As we strive to become more effective ethical communicators, it's very important that we understand that people are going to communicate differently, perceive things differently, and have different values and needs. And so, what we really want to do is start to shed the idea that our particular identity, ethnicity, or culture is the center of the universe, or that it's the most important, or that it's always right. And that tends to be called egocentrism. So I am at the center of the universe, or ethnocentrism. So you'll see that on the chart below, ethnocentric stages. That's when we get stuck in this particular perspective where we can only see things from our point of view, and we tend to privilege our perspective and our experiences and our identity. And that leads to communication and behaviors that can deny differences. So, I don't see any difference between you and me. Well, that's not how the world works. There's a lot of inequities in our world. People have different experiences, and denying that those exist can be very harmful to folks. Sometimes we might get defensive. Well, I want to do it this way because this is what's most important to me, right? And we can also minimalize or trivialize differences. Well, I know we're different, but at the end of the day, we have more similarities in common than we have differences. Again, that might be true, but at the same time, people's differences can result in very different experiences and treatment, especially in the workplace. And my dog just belched again, so we're going to keep it in the video. Thanks, James. And then on the other side of this, we see ethno-relative stages. So this is when we start to recognize that, yes, our identities and our cultural identities are very important. There's no denying that, but they're relative, and that we are living in relations to many people with different identities and experiences. And so as we start to develop our intercultural competency and become more ethical communicators in diverse workplaces, we move through phases of accepting, adapting, and then hopefully, ideally, integration. And I think a lot of places still struggle with pure integration, where we're not just accepting differences, but we value differences as assets as opposed to something negative. So recognizing that people with different cultural identities can only enrich our decision-making processes. They can help us see different perspectives when we're thinking about our customers or our clients that we're serving, and that diverse environments are strengthening us both as individuals and as professionals and teams. That integration, I think, is not as common as we would like to see, but that's exactly why we have courses like this, to get us thinking about what might that look like for you in your workplace.